Beach, Sarasota, Florida. Come on in. You're going to be defending against the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. What's the cup for?
Wrestlemania 3, Pontiac, Michigan. Yeah, 90,000 plus people watching right there. And this is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat's cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time, because he'll never get closer than now. I am the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and I will remain the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. And George the Animal Steel on the outside will be no factor, yeah.
You say no factor. Obviously, he is a factor, or you wouldn't even brought it up.
Oh, wow, Mr. Sarcasm, yeah. I don't care if you got 23 wrestlers around the outside, and it doesn't even matter, no, because I am ready, and I will not let this opportunity slip through my fingers. Cup of coffee, man, yeah. Man! Wow, man!
Say what? A whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight. But I want y'all to know one thing. This is my house. And when I say who's
word attack skills and vocabulary too. Comprehension of this edition is all brand new. You're through. I'm interplanetary and like Doctor Who. So who?
Fuck your beef, no relief. I step on stage, girls scream like I'm Keith.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ringtime Pro Wrestling has done it again. Keith and Keisha are back in the building. Keisha, say hi to the people.
Good evening, night, I don't know what to call it. I don't know.
Even though it's a proper connotation, greeting for it right now. Night is also, well, I don't know if night, because it's not, we're not saying bye. We're just saying here. We're here. It's late. Better late than never. Due to some issues in the last 2 days, it got delayed. But we're finally here with our Fastlane Recap show. So we're just going to get right into it. No drills, no punches. Right. But let's let you know, it's Ringtime Pro Wrestling. RingtimeProWrestling.com is the home. Find us right away. Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts, we are there. So, without further ado, Keish, this pay-per-view is the pay-per-view that sits between WrestleMania and sits between Royal Rumble. So now we are officially headed to WrestleMania in about 30 days, a little bit over 30 days. Did the pay-per-view get WrestleMania set up properly in your mind?
I think it did. To me, it was a good pay-per-view. Definitely had a good setup. It brought back, it answered some questions, first of all. And second of all, it definitely made a very good beginning for what is to come for WrestleMania. So, to me, I felt like, as far as setting up for WrestleMania, I give it a good C, B-ish. I'm going to give it a B. I thought it was greatness. Personally, the pay-per-view itself, I mean, the pay-per-view was good for what it was. And I definitely think that it did a great job at bringing together what's going to happen in 30 days. A lot of predictions going on, but this definitely did answer a lot of questions. So, and as we go into the review, as we go into the review of Fastlane, then we'll see what is to come as far as WrestleMania goes, because it's definitely going to be a good show. Personally, I believe that it's going to bring some stuff some storylines are going to continue, but not only that, but some new things are coming to light, and some great things are starting to surface. And I think Fastlane was a great beginning point for all of it. If it wasn't already in play, it definitely is now. So, yeah, I think Fastlane was a great setup for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought certain storylines grew, and I think things were set up to grow for the next month. We kick it off with a match that wasn't originally booked when we did preview show, but it was available, later on that week, and you can see that match redone a couple of times. I think it even happened tonight again on SmackDown. But the Authority with Seth Rollins, Big Show, and Kane took on Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Eric Rowan, the Fired guys. Of course, J&J Security were present, and solid opening match. Saw everything I thought I would see, and we got to return to Randy Orton, which is probably the biggest thing that comes out of this match.
That's right.
Problem I had with the return, Keish, it was set up totally wrong.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Here's my problem with returns. So he was sitting around in the back, showed up to a pay-per-view, got dressed to wrestle,
right?
Came out to his music, and then took people out. How about Randy Orton is in the crowd? Doesn't have to be visible in the crowd early. You know what I mean? But run in from the stands in street clothes. T-shirt and jeans is all you need. Not too much. You know what I mean?
Right.
And same thing happens. And he's busting people up. And you do the same scenario where Seth Rollins gets away and he doesn't get the RKO Seth Rollins. And boom, we're off and running. I think those little effects would have been more dramatic, right?
Right.
Even though the things I have set up for Orton, I can make Orton a bigger star in the company immediately. I mean, there are some things that, hey, when he left, if he would have RKO'd Triple H when he was face to face in the ring, and would have left and ran out, he would. I'm telling you, instant star. He'd become the big story. But I get it because you can't overshadow other people and other storylines. Even though I think him and Seth Rollins' story, which it looks like it's going to play out slowly, is going to be one of the bigger WrestleMania attractions, right?
Right.
But for right now, he didn't get to get his hands on Seth Rollins, but he did RKO Kane, RKO Security Boys. Show was outside. Crowd went crazy for it. Crowd wanted Orton. I just think it could have popped a little more with just a little tweaking to it. But, just attention to detail. That's all.
Well, it's good attention that I think that needs to be brought to attention. The fact that he was in Wrestlemania and his music hit, and everybody knew he was coming out, and it was just kind of like, okay. And a surprise attack from the crowd would have had a better effect. But, and at the same instance, I don't think a lot of people cared. I think a lot of people were glad just to see him. Because what if
don't get me wrong.
And never even showed up, and it would have been like,
no, don't get me wrong. I think the actual him being there is more important than anything. I'm just saying, from an idea of somebody, if I'm trying to put together a show, come from the mind of somebody booking, I just think there's little tweaks that you can make that, when I saw it, I was just like, I was happy to see him. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, one of the first things I said before the show was like, hey, is anybody else waiting to see Randy Orton?
Right.
Like I said that like maybe an hour before the show. Like to me, it's been long overdue for him to come back, right? But he's back, right time, enough time to get things done. They made sure he's healed. Things are where they should be. I'm good with that, right?
Right.
Okay. Next match, Goldust and Stardust. A little wacky in the ending. Goldust defeats Stardust, which is a little bit of a surprise.
Right.
Before the match, Dusty comes out, gives Goldust a pep talk. I don't want you to hurt your brother. Yada yada yada. Which
that's really weird.
Well, like, it's not really weird. I mean, it's solid storytelling. Because think about it. if there was a match of brutality that was about to take place, hypothetically, right?
Right.
I think Keith Sear would give me the similar talk if I had to go face Marcus in a match. Look, I want you to do what you got to do, but don't hurt your brother. You know what I mean? Now, because family is the most important thing, and you still family after this, right?
Right.
That being said, if I was Goldust, I would told my dad, on certain terms, look, I'll be breaks off your son. I really don't care. I'm about to teach that boy some manners. Look, Big Brother in me says, look, I'm about to teach some manners. And you just got to pick the little boy up afterwards.
Hey,
I don't even know why you're here talking to me. he need all your love and support, because that ass whooping coming. That's how I feel, as you know. I actually thought that was what was going to happen. You know, I was looking for it. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you look for that little twinge of brutality, just a little, and it might not be the right time, but it never comes at the right time. So here's the thing. I think they're going to have another match. Because what I was scared of was that this was just going to be a throwaway, right?
Right.
And I'm like, this could be something bigger, but they just go throw it away, right? But they did it right. Goldust won, which was a little bit shocking to me because I thought Stardust would win. But Goldust won, and he won in a quirky little way. I don't know if there's a botch between him and the ref and the timing. So it all looked discombobulated at the end.
Right.
But maybe that was supposed to look that way. So it doesn't look like a dominant win either. So we have a... But I think, to me, the storytelling was Cody after the match. Cody snaps off. Cody goes crazy. Snaps on Dusty. Like, hey, the hell with you. And... snaps on Goldust. So now Goldust has a reason to fight his brother again. And now things are ramped up, right? So now it can get more brutal. Like I think at WrestleMania, we can have the no DQ match. Because you got to remember, WrestleMania is booked for 4 hours, which is a marathon of a show. But there's probably enough to get him to, let's say, 18 minutes to tell a story. And I think both of them are good enough workers where you can squeeze it in that time. And I think it's one of Goldust's last matches. So I think this is more of a, we're going to put Stardust, a.k.a. Cody, over the moon. Right? Like, this is going to be the jet that propels him on to something bigger. And I'm going to say this. And I said this during the pay-per-view. Cody Rhodes, to me, is the master of transitioning his character at the right time. Like, this darker, grittier Stardust is incredible. Like, he always finds a way to transition that character.
Yeah.
Like if you start Cody Rhodes from Legacy, even prior to Legacy, Cody Rhodes with Bob Holly, good guy, Cody Rhodes. I'm just Dusty's son and I'm trying. Then with the Legacy, a little bit arrogant, a little bit more brash, but still the second guy. Like when you looked at Legacy, in theory, everybody thought, okay, this is Orton's thing, but who's supposed to come out of this? Ideally, it was Ted DiBiase. Ted was the next man up, the way it looked. He was the one getting the matches. He was the one coming. You know what I mean? He had a look. That way. But, a lot of times it doesn't, right? Sometimes the guy that you have pictured to be don't always work out that way in sports in general, and a lot of times in professional wrestling, because things just develop differently. It's kind of, it's just a quirky way the way things develop. But then Cody, he went to dashing Cody Rhodes, the pretty boy. He broke his nose. Okay, great. hey man, now I'm demented. I'm not the pretty boy, but I still think I am, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Got out of that. Went good guy again for what needed to be. Got out of that. You know what I mean? It just kept going.
Right.
It kept going. Then it was like, okay, me and my brother, we're a tag team, and we're going to be together as brothers, and it's the Rhodes family. Then I let him down. So when Stardust came along, it was like, what is this? But it worked. And now, darker Stardust, I think, is going to be even. I think he has an interesting lane. Not saying he's world champ, but hey, an IC run against Dean Ambrose could not be out of the question sometime in 2015, hypothetically speaking. And I'm just anointing Dean Ambrose because if not, why not, right? But so that could happen. So we're there. It is what it is. Thought that was interesting. Next match, tag team titles. Usos bring those belts in, defending them against Tyson Kidd, Cesaro. They run that Natalya, Naomi storyline in the mix of it.
I don't
and they
know
both
how
get involved in the match.
Yeah.
Well, here's what it was. I think somebody brought it up to me on Twitter. Shout out to Neil. They were doing that to probably turn Natty. Like they had to figure out a way to turn Natty, right?
Right.
Natty's been a good guy for a long time. Natty, because of Total Divas, I think it's been a weird twist and turn of how they booking the women on the show also. So Natalya has really been goody two shoes, follow the rules. I mean, you root for her on the show. If you ever watch Total Divas, you're like, hey, this is cool. She's second. She also seems like the one who gets kind of crapped on a little bit. Also, if you're a fan of wrestling, you feel like as a wrestler, she's one of the best. Why she doesn't get some of the shine that the others get. So as a fan, you're on her side, right?
Right.
So now TJ is booked the way Total Divas is. That's kind of obnoxious, and they've decided to play that out in the storyline. Well, now that they're back together on the show, then they're back together really on everything's kind of on one accord. Hey man, TJ says are our heels, so they had to like kind of make her a heel some kind of way without. I don't know if they really knew how to transition it, right? Without her just naturally going nuts and becoming a heel on her own and doing it within the Divas division. So I think they overbook it because this is my mind. That match is interesting enough on its own.
Right.
I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are interested enough tag team and a talented enough tag team on their own. I think the Usos easily been the tag team of the year for 2014. Top in the game, yeah. I mean, really, I can't tell you a better tag team functioning in the game right now. Tag team moves in and out, knowing what to do, how to sell that hot tag, working off that twin action. Best of the game right now, right? Now, do Tyson and Cesaro, because they're both individually better than the Usos in the ring, I think they're starting to find their gel as a team and will ascend to that number one tag team spot for 2015. Like, I think this 2015 will be their year as a tag team.
Which is great because they are a great tag team, and I will never take that away from either one of them. Their chemistry together is awesome. I think they're great in the ring, and I think they're great just communicating with each other. I mean, the way that they book them is phenomenal. And there's never been really a dry moment with Cesaro and Tyson. So I see that this year will be their year as well, and I commend them on having the titles and keeping them together. But it's just, I don't know. the addition of Natty and Naomi in this whole mix has really gotten to me because of the simple fact of what they're doing with the Divas and the total Divas and the storyline and everything like that. Like, it's just too much. To me, it's too much, and it doesn't really need to be an addition. I mean, they can do better. They can do this without that. You know, I can deal with it being separate from everything, but I don't know if I want it to be a part of all of it. So, I don't know. I guess I just feel a certain type of way about Natty and Naomi being involved in the whole situation. That's just always been my opinion of it. Like, I was fine with it was just the tag teams themselves, and it was just them on their own, but then you add in the girls, and it's just kind of like, okay, why? For what reason? This is unnecessary. But I don't question it, because it doesn't take away from the matches. And that's why I'm really not too hard on it, because it didn't take away from the match. At Fastlane, they still had a great match, you know, and it didn't take away from anything. So Cesaro and Tyson are definitely going to go places as a tag team.
No, I agree. I think they are a talented tag team. I thought the way the match worked its way out, it still was a solid win for them. And I'm sure they'll have a rematch. They might even set up something at WrestleMania where it's some multiple teams in a match. But yeah, those kids are on their way. So, like I said, kudos to them. Good match. After that, it was a Sting Triple H face-off. Triple H came in fighting gear.
Of course.
They went around the horn to give us what we knew we were going to get. The WrestleMania match between Sting and Triple H.
Right.
So
it took a little minute to get there, but hey, I mean, that's what was expected, right?
Right. After that, Nikki Bella took on Paige for the Divas title. Solid match. I mean, here's the thing. I'll say this. Love him or hate him, I think Nikki has greatly improved in that ring.
Yeah, definitely.
I think she's a solid heel for the division right now, right?
Right.
And I this is what I wonder. I watch NXT a lot. And I've seen Paige when she came to the roster. I wonder how that was going to fit. As the NXT Divas slide in more, are the total divas of the division and the Eva Maries, the Summer Rays, how are they going to fit? Because I can tell Triple H likes a wrestling lady. He likes ladies that can wrestle. He wants women that are capable of main eventing. He wants to get this back to Trish Stratus, Lita kind of time, which I hold those two at the top. But when you factor in a Molly Holly, a Jazz, a Jacqueline, Victoria, well, Gail wasn't really with them at that time. I think she had some time, a little short cup of coffee with them. But those kind of ladies. But Gail Kim fits in that category of those kind of ladies. But just that era. Mickie James comes in at the end of it. And ladies who could really deliver in the ring. And if you go for the later generation, the Michelle McCools, the Beth Phoenixes, there are ladies who could deliver, and I think that's what he wants to see. They were pretty, but they gave the goods. Vince has always designed more of a Barbie doll kind of Divas division, and I think that's more of him and Laurinaitis' vision, and now they're clashing. And
Right.
eventually it's going to come to a head. And where those visions... So, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Because I can tell you which one the fans probably would like it to see more of. Because there's so many things devoted towards the women online and stuff like that. I think they want to see the women who wrestle well. I think most people who tune into a wrestling show want to see women who wrestle. I just think that's just the natural order of things. Because the wrestling is first. There are a handful of guys who might want to see the other things, but for the most part, it's available everywhere else, right?
Right.
So you want to see women who deliver the goods in the ring. But aside from all that, solid match, Nikki retains. I'd probably see another convoluted Divas match at WrestleMania, whereas multiple Divas vying for the title. Next match, Wade Barrett took on Dean Ambrose. Good match. Ending was a little weird, but it made sense later. Dean loses the match on a DQ because the ref just kind of, I guess, thought it was getting out of hand. But beat Barrett down to the point where he took Barrett's belt. I mean, Dean, still till today, Dean the one carrying the IC title around.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. I love it. I think it's great. How do you lose the match? Well, yeah, you don't want her carrying around a belt. That is hilarious to me. But you know what? That's Dean. That, to me, is Dean Ambrose. And that is hilarious. It's craziness, I swear. But it's funny. It's funny to me. And like, yeah, I mean, that new Barrett is trying his best to... He looks so sad these days. Because he's a champion, but he doesn't even have the belt. It's awful, but it's hilarious. I mean, what else can you do?
He taking L's.
Yeah, yes he is. It's awful, too. It is awful. But you know what? It's a great setup for what's to come. So, because we definitely will talk about that later, but yeah. Barrett is catching it, man. And it's awful, but I have to say, that match was awesome until Dean got DQ'd, and then it was over. I was just like, that's it? I was kind of disappointed. I thought there would have been more to it than that, but, you know, I guess it would have been too much too soon. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. After that, we thought we saw the return of the Undertaker, but apparently we were trolled. It was Bray Wyatt who officially challenged the Undertaker to a WrestleMania match. Now we're just waiting on the Undertaker to accept. A lot of people said they knew it was Bray or they knew it was a swerve.
Right.
Regardless to what, awesome presentation. Because, I mean, they went the Druids, they went with the casket. And Bray coming out of the casket, I'm like, whew, shoot. Because, hey, man, I give WWE performers credit. I'm not getting no casket. And I'm damn sure anybody get the casket and let y'all close it.
Right, exactly.
For any amount of time.
No.
And let me ride down, man, kiss my ass.
Ooh,
Nope.
Keith.
Not for any.
But, you know, I don't see how he let him do it. I couldn't. I'm sorry. Like, personally, I would be so too creeped out to the point where I just be like, look, we need to negotiate. Can I, like, come out the ground or something? Can we do that? Like, you know, can I, like, magically appear out of fog or something like that? Do we not have any roll down to the ring in a casket? Because I don't think I can do this. I don't. I really don't. There ain't enough money in the world. If you can pay me to lay in that casket for the amount of time that he was in there, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Oh, what if it was never open? Oh, sweet Jesus, no. Like, nah. I think we're good. I think I'm good. Mm-mm. But Bray just came out of it like it was nothing. Like, but I think that fits into his character, I guess. It's just, it was weird. Oh, it was weird. But I guess that's playing into what he's been saying for weeks now. Like, it's just creepy. It's every level of creepy. I don't know what to say about it. Keith, I'm telling you, no. No, no. No, no.
So that happened. And the next match for the United States title, John Cena took on Rusev. In a pretty solid match. Surprising ending. Rusev won with the accolade. John Cena passed out. He did not quit per se, but he just passed out. Kind of funny because Jon Stewart mocked it the next day on the Daily Show. It was like, hey, he was first he talked about the Oscars, and then he was like, I couldn't believe that Rusev won. I thought that was kind of funny, but
yeah,
Rusev won. I think there's a setup for Cena to win probably at WrestleMania. Conquer an American.
Pretty much.
The dude, Cena on hard times. If he doesn't win at WrestleMania, maybe it's a setup for Cena to win something bigger down the road.
Right.
Because, I mean, right now we might be playing that fall of John Cena thing where he has to rise back up. So I don't know if that's what's...
I personally think he will win at WrestleMania. I think this is the play out of what's to come. I don't see this going any other way. Like, I mean, Rusev is going to have his downfall at some point. And had Lana not distracted the rest of the week, he keeps running the balls, it would have been at Fastlane. But that's just how they set it up. So, yeah, I think WrestleMania will be the time that Rusev just comes down. I think that's that time where Cena rises above all, and it's over. It's over. It's finally over. Like, that's just pretty much the breath of fresh air everybody's looking for all of it to be over. The streak, the undefeated streak he's had in matches, the title reign of the United States title on this Russian that despises America. I mean, I think that is what everyone's looking for all of it to be over. And I think that with WrestleMania with Cena, that's it. That's it. It's over. And I'm looking for that to happen, along with everyone else. So, of course, I think this was a great setup for it, personally. It's crazy that it happened this way, but it's just a setup for what's to come. Yeah, Rusev's talking now like he's not going to get Cena this match, but it's going to happen. Let's just be honest. Everybody knows this is going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to be over and done with. It's over. So, and no, it won't be Jack Swagger involved anywhere in this either. Just saying. So, for everybody that thinks that maybe he's going to have a hand in stuff, he's not. Breathe easy. It's okay. It ain't going to happen. Even though I want one of those We the People shirts. I think those things are awesome. But it's just what's next to come. So we just have to wait it out, Right. Cena will have the United States title on his way from WrestleMania is over. I say it now, because that's what's going to happen.
I can see that. Last match of the night, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. Solid match. I think it told the story that it needed to tell. Roman went over. Roman wins.
He did.
He's legitimized, and hey, he's the man who should be going to WrestleMania. I think they felt like he needed that rub. He needed to lose he needed to win, beat Bryan, eliminate that possibility, get that out of everybody's mind.
Right.
I thought the following night Bryan really helped him out with the rub for WrestleMania. But good, solid show. And, hey, they did what they were supposed to do.
I hear you.
So, we'll set that. Right now, we're at that time that we usually take our break, so we're going to hit the break. And from there, we'll come back. We'll give you some birthdays with some news. I'm kind of glad we waited to do the show because the news picked up a lot this week.
Yeah.
Towards the end, because I only had like one story, and then now I got like 5. And we'll hit that, and we'll go into that, and then we'll recap Raw, and then we'll let you guys go home.
Exactly.
Well, you're probably at home.
You're already at home. Yeah.
Some of you at work and you can't leave after this, but I don't know. You'll figure it out, right?
Right.
But
exactly.
Anyway, we hit the break. Holler at y'all on the other side.
I've got to confront you. I know in the absence of John Studd and King Kong Bundy, how do you get yourself in this kind of a mess? A handicap match with Hillbilly Jim and Andre the Giant. 2 men facing 3. Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, and yourself. You aren't.
Well,
You're nervous, aren't you?
no, I'm not nervous. I just want to collect my thoughts and make sure everything I say is understood properly. Because it's obvious the World Wrestling Federation here doesn't listen to me, and they don't care about me. Yes, I am a gifted athlete and a wrestler, but I don't particularly care to wrestle, and they know that. The whole thing is between Andre and the Hillbilly and Studd and Bundy. And just because some goon at 7'4" and 500 pounds and some dumb hick from Mud Lick put their 2 heads together with an IQ of 10, they want me in the ring. They want to get their hands on Studd. They want to pick up that money for a slam. They want to get rid of Bundy because they're jealous of his size and massiveness. And they want to get rid of me because they're jealous of me. My whole life, everybody's been jealous of me. Everybody's been worried about me my whole life. They've done this to me. They've done this to me. Don't you call me Weasel either, pal.
No, I didn't. I said you're paranoid.
No, you called me Weasel and I heard you.
I said you're trying to weasel out of this match.
No, I didn't try to weasel out. I just don't want to have anything to do with this match. I want to sit down that chair. I want to guide my men. I don't want to get in there. I don't want some guy 7'4" putting his dirty, filthy hands on me. I don't want some hillbilly putting his dirty farm hands on me. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Now, you think it's a handicap because there's 2 of you against 3 of us. It's a handicap in your part. Because, Andre, you were carried out of the Maple Leaf Guards in Toronto. And Hillbilly Jim, you thought you stole the Manager of the Year award from me and gave it to Albano. And you didn't, because I'm Manager of the Year. And they carried you out of there, too, after that. They carried out Albano. And I'm going to guarantee you something. Thursday, on the 12th of December, they better not bring any ambulances there to the Oakland Coliseum. They better bring some big dumpster trucks where they haul the garbage out. Because that's what they're going to carry Andre out of there with and the Hillbilly. Because Studd and I and Bundy are walking out of there. And don't you call me Weasel. Somebody's just calling me Weasel here. Somebody's calling me Weasel.
It must be from behind there. Fans, go listen in Oakland on the 12th. Weasel!
Welcome, everybody. We are back at it. Hope you enjoyed the break. So, it's birthday segment, our wonderful birthdays, where we talk about whose birthday was this week or whatever around the time of wrestling. Yesterday was the 25th, which is the day we should have been recording, which had a loaded day of birthdays. Maria starred ROH now, former WWE diva, celebrated her birthday. DJ Gabriel of TNA fame celebrated his birthday. And one guy who should not be remiss celebrated a birthday yesterday. Legend in the business, turned 66. Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Jeez. You know, I always thought Nature was older than that for some reason.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. His age is deceiving because in the 80s, he had white hair.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, it was bleached blonde, I guess, but it looked white.
Ooh, and it was luxurious. His hair was just awesome. I'm just saying. It flowed. That's going to be the female way of describing it there. It flowed. It blew in the wind when there was no wind. I'm just saying.
After that, wrestling takes a break for birthdays. And then Saturday is a big birthday day, February 28th, the last day of February.
That's right.
TNA announcer Mike Tenay celebrates a birthday. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat celebrates a birthday. Steamboat will be 62 Saturday.
Awesome.
Still is good. WCW superstar Norman Smiley will be celebrating a birthday. Also, current WWE trainer down at NXT will be celebrating a birthday also on Saturday. It's Saturday, the 28th. So make sure I got that right, because I'm like, is it 20? Yeah, Saturday is the 28th.
It is the 28th. I
Right.
know.
So
Because March starts on Sunday. Of course, I keep up when March starts, but you know.
yeah, we got you. We know that the birthday's coming.
Hey,
We got
I'm just saying. Hey, look, I have to just throw it out there every once in a while until it happens, and then it's over, and then I have nothing else to say about it.
So, Keith, we got some news. As this year's Hall of Fame class rounds out, the WWE shocked the world. They had a lot of people speculating there was a tag team going in. I heard Heart Foundation. I heard DX. I heard a few other people, right?
Yes. Yeah, you did.
I heard Demolition. But you know what we got? We got the Bushwackers.
The Bushwackers. Now, who predicted that? Somebody.
Nobody predicted it. And here's the thing. I think some people may scoff. I'm going to say they have a case. I think they were a very beloved tag team in WWE in the late 80s, early 90s. And they've been at it since 1968. It's a team I'm very familiar with. There's a guy we've talked to, Luke, about doing the show. The tabs just never really lined up for us. You know what I mean? I think the last time we were supposed to do it, he was on a tour doing something. It just never works out. Never seemed to work out with the tabs. But that's one of the things that's still in the works. They've been at it for a long time. And I think it's kind of funny. A lot of fans are familiar with the fun-loving Bushwhackers of the WWE.
Yeah.
I want you to look up matches from the Sheep Herders. Look up some of those matches. Those guys was a rough and rugged tag team.
I don't know if I want to ruin my image of them like that. Do I really want to? I don't know if I do. I mean
it's up to you. I mean, people of a certain generation probably don't remember the Sheep Herders, but they wrestled in WCW, AWA. I mean, they've been in every promotion.
Oh, Lord. I mean, I even know who the Bushwackers are. I even remember the Bushwackers, and I'm pretty sure I was way too young, if not even born, to even know who they were. But I don't know if I don't want to go that route. But I have to honestly say, now that you said something, I am now intrigued and must look this up. I'm going to. I swear I am. I got to.
I mean, look up.
The inner wrestling fan in me
tour
can't get away from it.
Portland. They did some work out in WCW, of course. WWC. Florida Championship Wrestling. They've been around, and like I said, not for the faint of heart. The Sheep Herders did beat the hell out of people, but I think it's something worth watching. I think it's something these guys have been around and contributed a lot to the sport. Like there were some badass heels in Portland, so.
Oh man.
Yeah. So.
The Sheep Herders.
Yeah. So check them out. Look at that. On to the biggest news. So, if you've been listening to MLW Radio, one of the things they've been touting all along is free Rey. Rey Mysterio's contract, was supposed to have been done with WWE a while back, but they kept extending it out because they were trying to get him to make up dates from when he was injured.
Right.
Apparently, they've given up on that. Some people call it a release, and it's not a release. Basically, they just let the contract expire. But Rey Mysterio is now a free agent. Rey is done with the WWE. WWE is done with Rey Mysterio. No more 619 in the WWE. Rey has got his freedom papers. A lot of people are happy and rejoicing. Popular theory is that he will go to AAA and finish out his career in Mexico.
Right.
A lot of Mexican guys want to do that now. That's a popular thing to do. AAA is making a lot of money. Apparently WWE ain't paying what they used to. So I think Rey, he's letting his body heal up, and he's probably healed up pretty well. And I think he's going to get the proper treatment and go out the right way in AAA. Like, I think they'll take care of him. Where I think Vince does this weird thing with Rey where, like, he lets him build up to a certain point, then he takes it away from him. Like, once Rey starts getting that steam, he starts jobbing him out. It's a weird thing. Like, I think he likes the merchandise avenue of Rey, but I think he doesn't like little guys, so he has to do something to destroy it after it builds up. But, aside from all that, Rey is on his own now. Rey can, live. So, free Rey. Rey free now, man.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. To say the least, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Also, in release news and people who separated, Samoa Joe coming back home, Keish. Samoa Joe is going to be in Ring of Honor. He will be at the he's appearing at the upcoming pay-per-view. So that's happening. They even fueling rumors that he might face CM Punk at some point. Right now, people are speculating what are the terms of CM Punk's UFC contract, and if there's a way for them to have some kind of match in ROH. Which, if ROH want to sell out a big arena somewhere that has like 15,000 people, no better way to sell it than Samoa Joe and CM Punk. It'd be amazing, but I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't think that's realistic. But could CM Punk make an appearance at ROH? Maybe show up at a match that Joe is having or something like that, or walk to the ring or something like that. That very well could happen, and that would be gangbusters. That would be gangbusters for ROH, right? Right. But, hey, the big news, Samoa Joe coming back home. ROH is getting a lot of guys that's coming back. Where Jay Lethal left TNA, came back to ROH. When Hero left WWE, came back to ROH. Sinclair, there's rumors, and this is one of the persons, ROH has had talks with Spike TV. Don't know how true it is. Don't know who's been at those meetings. But that's the dirt on the street, is that possibly they've had some meetings with Spike. Right. I think it would be an interesting move for both parties. Interesting move for both parties involved. So let's see how that works out.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry, I'm excited. I guess I'd be the only one that would be excited, huh? No, I'm not the only one that's excited. So there are a lot of ROH fans out there that are way more excited than me. Trust me. They are screaming right now. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait. Got to find a way to look it up.
As far as business news, Stephanie and Triple H have been added to the WWE Board of Directors.
Really now?
Yes, they are officially on the board now. Very interesting. Board of Directors makes a lot of decisions. They are voted on at the shareholders meeting, usually every year. They actually make the vote to see who's going to be the CEO.
Wow.
So, it's kind of interesting. Stephanie is the chief brand officer. Triple H is executive VP over talent, live events, and creative. And I think the chief technology officer and head of product for Mashable, Robin Peterson, has also been elected to the board. So this vision of how the company will go forward is definitely starting to take shape. And with them two on the board, I'm sure one of them will vote for the other one as CEO at some point, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't happen, or that couldn't be a possibility. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is CEO at some point. You know, this is just, to me, a step forward for both of them, not just for one, for both. So that definitely doesn't even complete the process of ruling it out anymore. This could happen, you know. And I know some people, they talk storyline and this and third. We're not even talking there. We're talking like this actually being the case now. Because this is, guys, just become a step towards it being actual reality of one of them being the CEO of the company. Wow. Could you imagine what that would do to the direction of where this is going? I mean, they're already playing hand in it as is, but man, that could change things dramatically. Dramatically. So we just have to see. I mean, that's pretty much where we at right now.
Also, in May, huge news. Ring of Honor New Japan will renew their Super Show series. So I think last year they did 2 shows. This year they're doing 3. All in May. One is going to be in Philly in a new, like, refurbished old ECW arena. 2 will be done in Toronto.
Awesome.
They're done like May 13th, May 15th, and 16th. So be on the lookout for those. The New Japan participants will be announced sometime in the coming weeks. So be announced that. Monday, if you were unsure why Brock Lesnar did not appear on Raw as advertised, he was there, but he ended up leaving. Apparently, the contract talks between him and Vince broke down, and that's why Brock did not appear. To kill rumors, it was not over a Roman Reigns drug test or anything like that. Thing is, Brock is being Brock. I mean, I'm not saying being Brock. I think he's being a businessman.
Right.
I don't think he's trying to sign anything. Vince wants to get something signed before WrestleMania. I think Brock wants to let the deal expire. He wants to hit the open market. He wants to see if Dana is going to step up and offer him some big money to come back to the UFC. I think Bellator is trying to make that pop, and they haven't made that big pop yet.
Right.
They're doing a good job. They're putting out some good shows, but I think they feel like if they could sign Brock. It's almost like when WCW signed Hogan. Like, they could really just take their brand to a whole nother level off of one signing. And I think they're willing to throw the bank at Brock. Give him a situation where he does some limited dates and some promotion, but for the most part, it's, hey, come in and do what you do. We'll set up one big fight with our heavyweight guy. You'll be the champ. In all honesty, I don't know what the competition level is like in Bellator in the MMA landscape. I assume it's a little bit lesser than UFC, but maybe they're trying to change that image also.
Yeah, I mean, having him would definitely do that. It'd be a great step in trying to, at least. But the question is, will they pay him enough? I mean, I think the thing that most people get is the payout. Like, will he get paid enough to where he would want to make that jump?
Well, I think Bellator might take that gamble. I think they're partnered with Spike. So Spike might even cut the check. Just like they did for Hogan and TNA when they tried to, like, they paid for Bischoff and they paid for some top-tier talent, right?
Right.
They may give Brock the $3 million he wants. I don't know what the number is. Being hypothetical here. They may give him a number that WWE can't match or UFC won't match, or especially if they give him a date schedule that he likes where he might only have to work a day for that kind of money. You know what I mean? So, we'll see. We will see. Because I think the thing is, with WWE, I don't know what the long-term goal is for Brock. So, it's kind of, we'll see how it works out, right?
Yeah.
We always think contract talks broke down.
Hopefully it works out for the best for him. I mean, I always want to see people prosper, so hopefully. I actually have to say that I like Brock. I like his demeanor. It's awesome. But if he leaves, he leaves. I mean, there's really nothing that can be done about it. It's just everything has to move on. So you win some, you lose some, and then there's Brock. I guess that's the way that things go, huh? So,
yeah.
Good to see.
Something to be on the lookout for. ESPN will air a special piece focusing on the Von Erich family, the Von Erich wrestling family, coming this Friday, 6 p.m. as a part of their popular Sports Center program. Material for the piece was filmed last year. Following the airing, the piece will be uploaded to ESPN's official website. So,
is this a 30 for 30, or is it just one of their?
This is going to be a special piece. It's going to be a part of Sports Center. So 6 p.m. Friday, which is tomorrow, which is probably today if you listen to it early in the morning. Whatever. Friday, 6 p.m., February 27th. Von Erich's ESPN be there.
That's awesome.
So, I'll throw that in. Have y'all ready for that. One of my favorite families. Unfortunately, it ends tragically. But
yeah, unfortunately. Ooh, there. Oh my God.
Yeah, I came in late on the Von Erichs because when WCCW was like syndicated in Detroit through the Flint, it wasn't even syndicated in Detroit. It came on like Flint TV, Channel 38, and you had to like tune with the rabbit ears at about 3 o'clock in the morning, which later turned to USWA. Like, I don't know if Jared had already been involved, but I know later the USWA program was the one that took over the TV, whatever. But yeah, I saw like Kevin, I saw Kerry in his later years. I never got to see David like during the time. You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, because he passed away. Maybe even before I actually really was watching wrestling. I saw the remnants of the Freebird Von Erich rivalry. You know, what was left of it. And then I watched the Freebirds move on. You know, by then Freebirds was traveling. They was bucking around, doing their thing. I saw, around that time they was trying to make the Dingo Warrior. I saw, Iceman King Parsons, I think, was still around. Rick Rude was the champ. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Gino Hernandez, I think, was still around. Chris Adams was still around. But, yeah. So it's one of those things that I'd definitely be interested in and want to see. What else is... I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. Oh, very funny article I came across on Yahoo today. And it's about the new Bond villain, Mr. Hinks, who will be played by none other than Dave Batista, right? Guess how the article starts off, Keish?
Oh, Lord. Do I want to know?
Yeah, it's very interesting. After rising to fame as MMA fighter and then Guardians of the Galaxy no-nonsense bruiser Drax the Destroyer, Dave Batista will show off more nuance and debonair side as a henchman as Mr. Hinks in the Bond movie Spectre, directed by Sam Menendez. He's a very intelligent villain They say he slimmed down to about 265 to play this character. He does get nuance and metaphors. Because remember, Drax didn't get that in Guardians of the Galaxy. If you ever watched Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax was very literal. Everything you said to him, he took literal, like he didn't understand. So I just thought it was funny that they referred to him as former MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Not WWE.
They didn't even mention that he was a wrestler. Like, it was like the fact that he was in WWE was not even brought up. It was just kind of like, MMA fighter and then actor in Guardians of the Galaxy and such, and it's like, wait. But then he started out as a wrestler.
But I think
now you screwed all of that. It's like, we're not even finna bring that up. No, absolutely not. Let's not even do that.
I think, honestly, they did that. I don't know if it was something he clarified or that's just, it wasn't researched a lot, or it was just like, I don't know. It was very weird, just the way they put that article together and the way it was written. And I think it's because maybe WWE blew it, man. Last year when they did promote Guardians, and didn't promote him in Guardians, and they just kind of yada, 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 like, oh, he was in movies.
Right.
They kind of blew it.
They blew it. Kind of ain't even in that series. They did blow it. It was like, because Guardians was the shit. I saw Guardians. That movie was fucking awesome. They blew it. Oh, man. They, I'm sorry, but, oh, man, they missed that. Oh, man, they missed that boat good, too. So I can't. I can understand it.
Yeah.
Like, they,
Well,
so, I don't know.
That happened.
But his mentioning of not having that mention, I can understand it. Some people don't want things mentioned in articles about them or just pieces about them, period, that they don't want to talk about. I'm pretty sure he didn't even want to talk about that, so he was like, don't even put it in there. If you're going to write this article about me, write it right. Don't even include that. So, hey, it happens. Sometimes, man, it be like that. Goodness. MMA fighter. That just, I find that hilarious.
He had one fight. I mean, I guess he's a former MMA fighter. But aside from that, Chiefs, let's get to Raw. We open up Raw with Randy Orton ready to take out Seth Rollins, and it ends up with him in a conversation with the Authority. And it looked like Randy got back with the Authority.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I just can't wrap my mind around it still. Because it seemed like it happened so easily, you know? You thought it was going to be some kind of sort of a fight or something like that, but it was just kind of like, yeah. All right.
No,
I mean, come on, man. Like, really?
They feel like, right now, here's the thing. If Randy had just went against them, right? He's with Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback. It's 4 against what? 5? Because J&J is security here. Triple H is busy with Sting, so he's X'd out of the equation. Well, the Authority is at a disadvantage, and there's no fun going into WrestleMania, right? So the Authority knows better. They got to bring him back in the fold. I think for the story, they just didn't want it to be a throwaway. I mean, because then you can have them trying to beat up Randy Orton all the way to WrestleMania. You know what I mean? But probably what they're going to do is a slow destruction from the Authority from within with Randy.
Right.
And right now, it's like last week we set up at the end of Raw. Well, I mean, I guess we're jumping ahead, but who cares? Everybody has seen it by now. It's Thursday. We get to the end of Raw, and you think Randy might go RKO Seth Rollins, and he don't. He just picks him up and shakes him off. Jamie Noble took the RKO for the team.
Right.
And you just don't know when he's going to snap and take out Seth Rollins. And Seth is always going to be looking over his shoulder because he doesn't know when it's going to happen. But we all know it's going to happen.
At some point it will. But right now, that's not even the case.
It's going to be somebody's mistake or not. So they're going to build this because they got 4 weeks. They got a few Raws that just kind of... And maybe 2 weeks before WrestleMania so they can announce the match and put it officially on the show. It'll happen. But for right now, we're going to tiptoe. We're going to get to SmackDown. We're going to tiptoe. We'll have little things happen. We're going to tease it. We're going to tease it. We'll take it away. We'll put it out. We'll take it away. And we'll keep doing that. You know what I mean?
But isn't it hilarious how scared Seth is? Like, he's terrified. He's terrified. Because
and that's part of the fun.
Any moment it can happen, too. That's what makes it so hilarious.
That's part of the fun.
Because he just looked, his face, when it looked like Randy was going to attack him, but he didn't. His face was priceless. Because it looked like he was catching his breath for like 5 minutes. Like, he was just in there like...
No, that's...
It was so crazy. But I love it, though.
That's part of the fun. Ziggler and Wade Barrett had a hell of a match.
They did.
Ziggs won. Truth came down to the ring and got a topic trending. Give Truth a chance.
Awesome.
Ambrose showed up with the belt just to show it off while Barrett was beat up and left. Then he looked at Ziggler. When you get this way, it's going to be a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania, right?
Right.
At least this way it's set up. Well, it's not even going to be a fatal 4-way. The WWE announced already. They're going to have a ladder match for the title. They haven't named all the they haven't named all the participants. I count 3 guys already. Ambrose, Ziggler, and Truth. Very amazing that our Truth is involved in a meaningful angle at WrestleMania, considering he was totally joked and not existed for like a year.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. No one has really seen our Truth in like the past year or so. So now it's great to see him not only on TV.
Oh no, I mean he done took a lot of jobs. Trust me, he done took some ass whoopings for this. But I just think it's amazing that now he's in a meaningful angle and actually looked at as a legitimate contender. Also, kudos to WWE. You have just made the Intercontinental title a relevant piece of material again.
Of course.
You use a guy who should be main event right now and who's probably still on his way to main event. You got a guy who they could have made main event. They still haven't figured out how to do yet. At Barrett. A guy, Ziggler, that probably should be main event sometime. You know what I mean? So you got some star power. You got some workhorses. And I think that title is about to get his luster back. So, I mean, I thought that was nice. They brought the primetime players back. They officiated their first match together. And they let Darren Young get beat down for a whole match, but they still won.
Awful. Well, yeah,
only to have the Ascension attack them after the match. The Ascension still don't know how to pull off their finishing move.
Is that their thing? Like, those matches where they just attack people after the fact?
What's their first loss, per se? But I guess, I don't know. I think they're trying to build them up. But it's just going to be a long road, man. Because nobody's buying.
It's crazy because they fight, but they really don't fight, if that makes sense. Like, they don't have excellent matches. They just beat up people. Like,
well, I mean, they try to sell it like they're just dangerous, but they don't have the physiques. The names suck.
Yeah.
Connor and Victor don't sound like nothing intimidating. It sounds like two dudes who, you know what I mean, or they're on the lacrosse team that don't get no playing time. They're dressed horribly wrong. The makeup is bad. I mean, they need a total reworking. And I think they brought them up too early. Like, here's the thing. They dominated on NXT, but they never worked on anything, I don't think. I think they just made them like the big brute guys on NXT, and they never really worked with them on anything. And they can't really sell that on the main roster.
I mean, how can you? Is there really a way to do it? Is my question. Because right now, what's going on for him is not working for him. Not at all.
Daniel Bryan gave Roman Reigns the rub that he needed. He sold him to the because fans still wasn't Bryan Reigns, but he sold him. He said, "Look, this guy deserves it. He's the man." Shook his hand.
Right.
Paul gave a hell of a promo. Paul can sell water to a whale. Yeah, I think they're on their way. Despite Brock not showing up. And here's the thing. I would be trying to move Roman away from the authority storyline. Like, I would let him have matches, but he would just have to beat up random heels every now and then. If he wrestles every week. Like, next week, I wouldn't have him wrestle. I wouldn't have him do a pro. You know what I would do? I would show a training vignette. I would show him in the gym working out with some kind of sparring partner. Use one of the big burly NXT guys that ain't on TV yet, and show him working, trying different things, and then do a montage of him running, do a montage of him this, and then have him like a sit down. This is the training. This is the most serious time of my life. This is WrestleMania. This is for all of the, you know what I mean? I have him sitting down with Sika next week, and Sika telling him, "Look, brother, you my son. I love you. This is like the biggest shot. It's your time. This is, this ain't even about the family. It's about you. Blah blah blah." Like I would do that. Like I would probably run those for a couple of weeks on TV. You know what I mean? Brock ain't gonna be there every week anyway. And then let Paul come out and do some promos for Brock, and then do it like that.
Is it just me, or is Roman Reigns' promos are starting to get better? Like, I don't know if that's my own personal opinion, but I really think that his promos are really starting to make him look like a valid contender against Brock Lesnar. Like,
his promos got to
become a little darker.
I think the promos are a little stiff. Maybe just letting him be himself. I think maybe that's part of it too. They're letting him be himself. They're probably just going bullet points. They're not going so much, hey, remember this. Because some things are written and you can tell it's like, ooh, somebody's kind of heavy on the corny there.
I don't like that either. I think they just need to let him just do him. Because you can tell when they're writing it, and it's like, ugh. Y'all think he would say something like that? No, let's not do that. Just cut it off. Just no. Because beforehand, it was awful. But now, I mean, Monday, when he was in that ring and he was in Heyman's face, like, I was with it. I was like, yes, Roman, this is greatness. I actually was drawn in. I was like, yeah, I'm with you. Let's do this. I'm just saying. It had me. And I just wanted to know if I was the only one that just seen this happen. Because a lot of people are discrediting Roman. They think that he just can't do it. Period. Like, not even just on the mic, just in general. But I'm not. Like, and he's showing me that it's more to him than just the size, So I'm excited. Like, if I wasn't pumped for this match already, I am now. I have to honestly say that. If I wasn't ready for this match to happen, I am now. And I think over the next few weeks or so that it's just going to get better. That's my goal. But hopefully that's what happens. It's just going to get better. And it's just going to have me more intrigued. Brock doesn't need to show up until WrestleMania. Personally, Is it necessary?
I think him and Roman will have some face-offs. I would not let anything get physical. I let them do the contract signing. I let them let Paul do his thing and do his talking. I let Brock show up probably 2 or 3 times. Roman probably doesn't need to do the same thing. Like I would take Roman. Maybe he wrestles some dark matches or something. But as far as on Raw, no, I mean I would have him strictly the promos, strictly the video packages. Like I said, him training. And I think that'd be good enough. Like I think part of the problem now is that the talent is overexposed, and there's the ways that you don't have to do that. So that would be my suggestion. Just, I mean, it's not hard, Keisha. I'm not making this up because I'm a genius, or I think I'm some kind of wrestling guru. I just saw this work in 1985. You know what I mean? I saw it work in 1990. I saw it work in 96. You don't have to have him wrestle somebody every week. There's ways to make this work. I've seen it done before a few times, different promotions. Sting hung up in the rafters for a year and didn't speak. And sold pay-per-view. So, I'm just saying there's a way to do things. With that, John Cena's an American hero, apparently. And he will fight for our rights against Rusev. So I'm assuming that's what's going to go down at WrestleMania. Probably I Quit match or something will happen.
Yeah,
but all that being said, Keish, I think it's about our time to go. Any parting shots, anything, shout-outs?
I like to say to the people that listen to this show, even if it's your first time, you've only listened to it, this is the only time, you listen to it all the time. We still love you and appreciate you for letting this being the reason why this happens. You know, we do this for you and ourselves. Can't lie about that one. I mean, hey, why not? But seriously, I mean, I like to say hello to everyone out there, and we love you, and I'm sending out huge hugs. They might be little hugs, but they're still hugs. Everybody needs a hug. So, spread it around. Hey, don't hug the wrong person, though, because some people don't like hugs, and they might try and swing on you. And don't say I told you to hug them, because they ain't going to know who I am, and I'm not trying to get blamed today. I'm just saying. That might not go the right way, you know. Give them a shot. If they drink, give them a shot. Hey, that's one of the greatest hugs ever. I'm just saying. Parties. It'd be like that. That's how they start. Next thing you know, everybody's giving hugs and taking shots. It'd be like that. Maybe in my world. Just trying to spread it around. Keith, you got anything? I'm done.
No, man, that's it. It's been a wonderful week. And, sorry it was late, but better late than never. And
yeah, better late than never.
Back at it next week sometime.
All right.
All
Love
right.
you guys. Talk to you guys next week.
Peace.